What's up, fabulous people? Okay, so I obviously have to say something about what's going on at the Capitol, so here it is. Stop asking us to find common ground. I don't want to find common ground with racists, sexists, bigots, insurrectionists, traitors, tyrannical tyrants. We are repeatedly asked to cower in fear and accommodate the deranged Trump base. We are asked to understand their grievances. What the hell for? Millions more of us voted for Joe Biden. Why should we be the ones extending an olive branch when they never extended one to us when that authoritarian maniac was elected? When is it time for the GOP to apologize to us for their recklessness, callousness, and seditious behavior that started long before January 6, 2021? Republicans have been endlessly creating division, attacking liberals, lying about the strength of democracy, using dishonest tactics to win elections, using racism, anti-Semitism, bigotry, misogyny, and anything they could use to divide us and gain power. Now that they have been put through a microscope after the insurrection and seditious riots by their own supporters, not just Trump supporters, these are their supporters as well. They have the unmitigated gall to say Biden should find a way to heal the nation. Is Biden a miracle worker? He cannot cure the sickness we have seen in the U.S. since its inception. GOP lights a match, pours gasoline, drops the match, burns the place to smithereens, then wants the Dems to be the firefighters. And don't try to make these fake comparisons between the protests this summer for Black Lives Matter to the insurrection and sedition we saw on Wednesday. Black Lives Matter was fighting for a legitimate reason. We all saw a police officer murder a man in broad daylight. He had no regard for George Floyd's life. He murdered him, but it wasn't a quick death. We watched a man beg for his life while someone that's paid to protect and serve killed a man while he was begging for his life. What the actual fuck was the purpose of the insurrection? What the hell were they fighting for? They keep talking about taking their country back. From who? Where was America going? Trump was telling them that they wouldn't have a country anymore. How the fuck is that even possible? He was making people believe they were about to lose everything if he didn't stay as president. If he didn't stay as president, it was going to be the end of the country. A country that has been around for centuries before this barbaric monster. They bought into the rhetoric and went fighting against a free and fair election. The protests in the summer had a purpose. Everyone was out there fighting against the oppressive system that has cheapened the value of black life in this country. What the fuck were these guys fighting for on Wednesday? What did they accomplish, too, besides carnage? These false equivalencies won't work anymore. These disingenuous and deluded rage tweeting and posts about libtards' double standards are ineffective. I don't give a damn about trying to understand the twisted and deranged mind of a Republican. You've let a handful of depraved degenerates encourage you to hate your country, hate your fellow Americans, hate yourself, and ruin your entire existence. That's on you. You need to re-examine your entire life. What's wrong with you that you are so susceptible to the antics of grifters? You let some people tell you to storm the Capitol while they stayed completely out of harm's way. Trump lied to you and pretended that he was going to be on the front lines with you in the Capitol. He ran back to safety so fast Secret Service couldn't even keep up with him. Where was he? Where was Don Jr.? Where was Rudy Giuliani? Where was Fredo? Where was Ted Cruz? Where was Hawley? They know you guys are stupid people, and they let stupid people do stupid things. You guys stormed the foundation of American democracy, the institution of power, and thought you'd achieve what? Other than the full force of the United States government on your ass? Some of you are going to federal prison for a long time, and you deserve it. There will be no sympathy from me. And any Democrat that talks about unity with people that stubbornly refuse to change should resign. Look at the kind of people the GOP are electing into office. People who are willing to subvert democracy and try to overthrow a free and fair election. We have nothing in common. Then to all those people in the media that helped enable this imposter in the White House, was it worth it? Were the few extra crumbs you got from amplifying and obsessing over this monster worth the carnage he's left in his wake? Was it worth him exposing how fragile this country's infrastructure and power structure is too? Was it worth giving a blueprint to U.S. enemies on how to subvert American democracy? You feign outrage now, but we will all remember your complicity. In the end, I have no further patience for the GOP, the enablers, the seditionists, the racists, the tyrants, the unhinged maniacs. It's time the GOP show some contrition and help remove the most dangerous man in America right now. Remove him from office. Take away his pension. Let him pay for his security detail going forward. God knows we've paid so much money for his security detail, considering all the golf courses we've had to pay for to protect him to go play golf. Assist in his prosecution. Shame him for the rest of his miserable life. Until you do that, we have nothing to talk about. We have no common ground, and you should be thanking us, the Democrats, the black women in this country, for repeatedly saving your asses and this country. Impeach, remove, prosecute.